We shall see.
Okay.
Oh,
Good
yep, it
afternoon.
just pinged on our Discord. I just heard our
There you go.
Discord ping. I like that.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. I heard it too.
Yes, we
Good.
are live. We're live. Okay, my
She's
bad.
losing her mind. She's lost it today, people. Good
It's better than
afternoon.
having it.
Today. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025, and we are on at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, don't forget, is Thursday, and we'll be on from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I really don't have any updates other than the baby was out of control today. And, well, you were part of it, weren't you?
Always.
Yeah, and you just thought it was the funniest thing, didn't you?
Oh, it was hilarious. I
Mm-hmm.
apologize for anyone who was hurt by my. That was hilarious because it frickin' was. I mean, come on.
Huh.
Come on. You got to admit, it was funny. It was funny. From an outside
It,
perspective, not the person there trying to deal with it, but from an outside
right.
perspective, if it happened to somebody else.
I'd be laughing. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it would have gotten any worse, she would have been on the floor, and we probably wouldn't see her today because she would be laughing so hard.
I'd still be
So,
laughing and possibly at the hospital.
exactly. So, other
Yeah.
than that, I'm just tired. I'm sick of all this crap that's going on here today around the world and here in the United States, and just I'm sick of it. There's some stupid shit that's going on, stupid people, stupid parents, stupid teenagers, just stupid people in general.
Oh, that
So,
happens.
yeah.
Everywhere in the
So,
world. Hey, Blue Rose, I see you in the chat.
hey, Blue. So she knows about the little episode, and she just said that it was more like I believe, what did you say, Blue? A sprinkler episode?
I thought it was funny. Either way,
What
Mm-hmm.
Twitter are you doing?
I'm not twitting anything. I am just posting a link. Okay, we have notifications sent.
Okay.
Hence, yay. Now, will my pinned messages work? Yes, they
They
do.
were okay.
Woohoo!
I see the chat. Mm-hmm. So that works. That's good.
Yep.
And so I guess we're ready to roll.
Have been. I mean,
Okay.
obviously you could have started without me while I was still sending the links, but no, it's been a fun day, and I think the laughter was well suited this morning.
Well, yeah. But after that, then he was a little son of a gun. So
Yeah, you could have just like I said, Velcro them
yeah.
to the wall. It
Mm-hmm.
works. It's an acceptable
Tomorrow
thing.
that. Yep. Tomorrow that might be what happens.
Get
So
them like those Velcro suits that they make. All you got to do is
yeah.
get really good industrial Velcro, stitch it into one of his
Mm-hmm.
onesies, and then Velcro on the wall. Make a wall of Velcro, and then plop, stick him there. He'll be fine. Not too far off the ground so he doesn't fall and get hurt if it does detach, but just
Right.
enough to hold him still so he can't go nowhere. And I mean, it'll work while he's little, but as he gets to be about 6, 7 years old, he'll be doing it himself because it's
Right.
fun. And then his older brother is going to want to do the same thing, so you can Velcro both kids to a wall and not have to worry about it.
Maybe can I Velcro Eric to the wall too?
That is a very tempting thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think it would be fun to have a wall of Velcro in the house and then just, stick your kids to it.
There you go.
I think it's a great idea. Anyone who
Stick,
disagrees can just buzz off.
stick unwanted relatives there, and
We got duct tape for their mouths too, so they can't
uh,
scream. And then how do you restrain their hands so the adults can't push themselves off the wall? You're going to have to zip tie their hands and feet together in front of them, and they'll just be hanging from their backs, and they'll be sitting in a weird position in the air. It'll be pretty epic.
if I'm going to go to all that trouble, I could think of other ways to
I know.
subdue them.
Yeah. Mm. Cast iron pan.
Okay.
That's a quick way to subdue a lot of people.
Uh-huh. What do we got up first?
Mm. What we have up first is the Guatemalans being removed per Trump, supposedly is not allowed.
Yeah, there's a lot of court cases and federal judges right now that
Mm,
are saying all of the pretty much everything that he's doing regarding immigration, they're blocking.
yeah.
So it's out of control. So this is the removal of the Guatemalan children that are in U.S. custody that are expected to begin Sunday. This is per CNN. A federal judge issued an emergency order blocking the possible deportation of Guatemalan children after lawyers claimed the government was preparing removal that would violate protections for migrant kids. That just blows my mind. They
All
have
I gotta say, I'm amazed my son hasn't chimed in and said that your grandson should be involved to protect these children, since he is the future dictator of Guatemala.
right. I mean, he is upset about it. So,
Yeah.
attorneys for Guatemalan minors allege that the government is illegally transferring them to immigration and customs enforcement custody for deportation to Guatemala. Lawyers argued that the U.S. government lacks the authority to remove the children and is denying them due process, interfering with their asylum claims. Advocates express concern that this situation may violate federal laws protecting unaccompanied migrant children.
Oh, well, if the children were sent here unaccompanied, they can go back
I mean,
unaccompanied.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
it is just,
The
it is,
parent, honestly, they shouldn't go back at all. They should go to someone who actually gives a shit about them and didn't send them
right,
alone with some jacked up coyote across however many countries to get them here.
right,
Sorry, you
right,
don't deserve to be parents at that point.
right. Because again, you paid a coyote to get them across.
Yeah.
They
And
didn't
we
just,
all know what some of those coyotes did.
mm-hmm, right.
They were very abusive to those children.
I just can't imagine. I mean, did these children have family here in the United States?
That's
I
the thing,
cannot
is quite a
imagine,
few were sent to people that were not family. They got put into slave
right,
labor, like at that marijuana farm in California,
right,
and other
yep,
sex work and stuff like that. We're going to be blatantly honest here. We know what those kids were being sent for. And
mm-hmm,
their parents, if they even have parents back at home in their home country, need to be questioned. Like, what happened? Talk to the families. I
yeah,
mean, this is not okay.
I
You
can't
don't, one,
imagine,
send your
yeah,
children like that.
right, I can't imagine them sending the child back to the parent to begin with. That just doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense, is right. And I mean, I've know that there were times, especially during like World War II, where people would send the kids off to like on a train or something, and the parents would stay behind. There were a lot of situations like that, and a lot of kids did get separated from the parents. Parents died, etc., etc. But you send them as securely as possible. You don't send them with a coyote that's going to do harm to the kids. That would be like Jewish
And
refugees sending their kids with the Nazis to get them to a safe place. It's
well,
stupid.
and not only that, the distance that they had to travel by foot.
Mm-hmm. I know.
We're not
I know.
talking we're not talking like they flew in and got dropped off on the tarmac or something. No, we're talking about a coyote was paid. We know what happened with the coyotes, and they were basically forced marched to get here.
Yeah. And abused along the way in multiple
Mm-hmm.
ways of abuse. So, yeah, those kids, I know we can't keep them here, but what are we sending them back to? And is this going to happen to them again, having to be force marched? Because the coyotes and the cartels technically own them until their debt is paid.
Right. Do you remember a story about the kids uh, that made the journey, and there was one spot that they were at that all of their tennis shoes were there? Do you
There
remember
was
that?
a lot of clothing and stuff left behind, but also those
Yeah.
wristbands. Ted Cruz found all
Mm-hmm.
those wristbands
Right.
that have different signaling and messaging behind them. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff. You got to wonder what happened to them.
Uh huh.
And all I can say is it was messed up
And there,
and it should not happen again.
yeah, and we'll be covering a story that is extremely disturbing about a guy that likes to interact with children, and this just brings it close to home based on what he had to say. His daughter was in the bathtub, and he told this hacker that got in to find him, "You see her, just wait till you see what me and my friends do to her." And it made me sick. I mean, it made me physically sick to watch this particular video. And all I can think about is what happened to all these kids. I mean, there were, all told, what, 380,000 kids were misplaced?
Yeah, easily. There might be more we don't know
Yeah,
about.
yeah. We don't know where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary stuff.
It really
Yeah,
is. It very much is. And,
right.
you know, what can you do about it?
You took my chat off.
I know I was looking for something. I wanted to see if there was a timer that could be used, like what's on Evmux, where it stays up for a set period of time and then it goes away, but there is not.
Okay.
I was
Would you
hoping.
want that?
Well, because then I don't have to worry about accidentally leaving a pinned message up.
Mm. If I see it, I'll tell you.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
So yeah, this disaster pit, and I had a good point. You know, desperate people do stupid things, and I get it. I understand that. And again, how many of these kids were kidnapped, or how many of their parents? How many of these kids had no parents where they come from, and the cartels were just using them down there, and happened to have an opportunity to send them up to America. We don't know the full story of what they'll be
Well,
going back to. And you got to wonder, like, yes, we should be deporting people, but what are we deporting these kids back to? And this is, again, yes, my heartstrings, but logic still remains. I just hope they're sending them somewhere safe and secure where they won't be used by the cartels again. So, again, it's just, I'm
yeah,
praying about it.
I'll see if I can find anything out, because I believe they found approximately a little over 100,000 of them already.
Uh-huh.
But given that, I don't care what the number is. I don't care if it's one or the
A million.
100,000,
Yeah.
right? I want to know what I want to know is I want to know their stories, and I want to know what they had to endure in order to
Yeah.
be here.
Well,
So
because there was a lot of Border
I
Patrol and
haven't,
ICE speaking out that some of these kids were being picked up by non family members. Absolutely not
right.
related, picking up anywhere from 1 to 50, or no, 1 to 20, I believe it was, at the time. They're picking up upwards of
Hmm.
20 kids saying, yeah, we'll get them to where they belong, and then nothing. No one followed up on it. These
Yep.
kids were
That's
trafficked
odd.
under
Hmm.
President Biden's supervision. They were trafficked. It pisses me off to no end. Uh-oh.
I'm with you.
Oh, I
I'm
was
here.
like, it got really quiet on your end, and that's usually I at least hear background noise. That was weird.
That's
But
Discord for you.
yep. And so after beating the dead horse on that one, our
Hmm.
next topic is Kim Jong Un heads to Beijing on an armored something or another.
Yes.
I don't know
And
if you're going to be able to read this over. Are you able to
I
see
can
that?
see it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
can see it. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un had departed
Uh oh. We lost.
debut in
We lost you for
seriously.
a second. Yeah, right about the time you said has, it
Okay.
cut out.
Has departed aboard an armored train to make his multilateral diplomatic debut in Beijing, where he would join Chinese President Xi Jinping, Russian President Vladimir Putin, and other leaders. Now, I just want to make a comment. If Trump was the dictator that everybody claims he is, he should have been at this meeting. North Korea's state media early Tuesday confirmed that Kim had set off by private train on Monday to attend China's Victory Day celebrations. The state run Korean Central News Agency reported the news, citing a notice from Kim Chon Il, director of the Department of Press and Information at North Korea's foreign ministry. According to the notice, the North Korean leader is accompanied by senior party and government officials, including Foreign Minister Cho Son-hu. However, state media did not provide further details, including the exact location of his departure.
Well, geez, I wonder
Sources,
why.
uh-huh, they'd like to take a frying pan to that train. Sources in Seoul on Monday confirmed that Kim had left Pyongyang for Beijing by private train Monday afternoon. Kim's olive green, heavily armored flagship train, marked by a yellow stripe, is expected to arrive in Beijing on Tuesday after crossing the Sino North Korean Friendship Bridge linking Sinuiju in North Korea with Dandong in China across the Yellow River. Man, I'm gonna have to
You like
brush
K-pop,
up on my
which is
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Well, they don't. That isn't on my radar for, and it's just one particular group.
Well, I'll tell
Kim
you though,
Strick,
I do know some Korean, but it's all martial arts commands, so I can't use it. Otherwise, I'd
I
get my
right.
ass kicked.
I know, I know. I don't know if I'd remember that, or I know some of it, but
I
I
do
don't
know
remember
some,
all
yeah.
of it. Yeah. Kim's trip to Beijing has drawn attention for bringing him together with 26 leaders, including those from heavily sanctioned states such as Russia, Iran, and Myanmar, with the conspicuous absence of Western leaders.
So it's all
Significant.
dictators.
Uh-huh. That's why I'm saying, why isn't Trump there? Significantly, Kim will be present at the Tiananmen rostrum alongside Xi and Putin on Wednesday to watch a massive military parade commemorating the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. A tableau carrying significant geostrategic man, I cannot talk today. That's because I'm in babyland. Significant geostrategic go ahead, Angie.
Strategic.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Ramifications, you'll have to fix that. The South Korean government had anticipated that Kim would travel to Beijing aboard his private train, mainly for security reasons. Kim opted to spend roughly 20 hours on the train, officially named Taeyang Ho, invoking the Korean word for sun in a symbolic reference to North Korea's late founder, Kim Il-sung, from Pyongyang to Beijing, rather than take a 1-hour flight. Wow. He's really worried about his safety. Kim's private train has been widely believed by South Korean intelligence to be equipped with bulletproof windows, reinforced sides, a special mesh cover designed to evade radar detection, and onboard mortars. Weighed down by armor and equipment, the Tiang Ho travels at about 50 kilometers per hour. Since taking power in 2011, Kim has traveled aboard 8 times from March 2018 to September 2023, excluding his current trip to Beijing. Kim rode the Taeyang Ho for 5 of those trips, including visits to Beijing in March 2018 and January 2019, as well as the 2019 Hanoi, Vietnam summit with U.S. President Donald Trump. The trip was a lengthy 60-hour journey across China that attracted global attention for its duration and symbolism. Wow, 60 hours.
That'd be fun for me.
The armored convoy also took him to Russia for his first summit with Putin in Vladivostok in April 2019. Kim used his private train again to visit Russia's far eastern Amur region in September 2023 to meet Putin. On that trip, Kim's train left Pyongyang on September 10th and traveled over 2,700 kilometers in 3 nights and 4 days to reach the, oh my.
Vostachny.
You want to go ahead?
Vostachny.
Yeah, thank you. Cosmodrome in eastern Russia. On 3 of 8 overseas trips, Kim used planes. Twice in May and June 2018 when visiting Delane and Beijing, Kim boarded Changme-1, a retrofitted IL-62M jet named after then North Korea's national bird. The Soviet-built aircraft, designed in the 1970s and retired in 1995, has faced safety concerns for years. For the 2018 Singapore summit with U.S. President Donald Trump, Kim borrowed a Chinese plane for the event.
Okay.
And there, that ends the article. So he has historically, articles that I've read about him is he has always been worried about his safety and traveling in this train, which they believe is armored, as we described. is going to protect him from anybody that's going to attempt to unalive him.
Yeah. I mean, going
I
by train is always fun and relaxing.
yeah. Oh, big
However,
time.
it is again an easy target type of thing if you compared to like a plane or even a ship.
Mm-hmm.
However, like they said, it's armored. You can armor it as much as you want. You could still derail that sucker.
Mm-hmm.
And as armored as it is, it's still not going to go anywhere. And it's again, I wouldn't suggest anybody do that. Don't. But I'm just saying I see a flaw in their strategy.
Right. Exactly.
But that's me. What do I know?
So, so there we have some additional information that's forthcoming about that meeting uh,
Yes.
with the 26 leaders. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, to me, that's disturbing to have.
That many dictators in one place at
Uh-huh.
once.
Yep. Because I can just see them coming at us,
Oh yeah,
which,
it's bound to happen. It's going to happen. It's just a when.
mhm,
When
right.
is it going to happen?
And I'm curious, would we ever see it on our land, on our soil? Would we
Uh,
see?
that's where it gets
I mean,
harder. I mean, other
I,
than the fact that China's in Mexico already,
right.
uh, that would be a hard thing to pull off. It really would.
Well, I think that they could probably, with who is in the country now, they could probably pull off some things.
Oh, they could pull off some things,
But
but they'd be sorely mistaken with all the armed Americans, like
yes,
yesterday's video we discussed.
right, right. Um, Maybe we need to put that one up sooner than later.
It's
We'll have
if you
to
want to
think
work on
about.
it tonight, we can have it ready for Friday or Tuesday. It's up to
Yeah.
you. Work on it between the next few days. Focus only on
Mhm.
that. Don't worry about the other stuff. That's already taken care of for the next week or so. Um,
Right.
yeah, I'd say go for it. I
Yeah,
can
I
have it
think we
edited up
should.
pretty quickly.
Okay. I think maybe we should because I am, after all the readings that I have done on this particular meeting, I'm telling you, there's stuff to be worried about.
Oh, there's a
And
lot.
yes.
But I don't want to
And
worry about their Navy. Their Navy sucks. Their Navy is
no,
funny.
I,
I laugh at the Navy.
I think, but I think that it's going to be, I don't think that we would see other troops perhaps on our ground, on our soil, but they're going to have ways to get at us, and it's already started in certain areas.
Well, yeah,
And
look at the TikTok algorithms and what it slowly
uh-huh,
pushes people to.
right,
And it always slowly gets, well, it's actually not as slow if you think about it. You can start a TikTok and within 2 months it will have you on extremist for one side or the
hmm
other.
hmm
It's not okay, especially if you're on it daily.
right,
And it's like you really got to pay attention to what you're watching, especially on TikTok, in order to not get sucked in. Which is why we post some videos on TikTok, and I just uploaded one not too long ago. So,
right,
there's that. And so, even if you guys don't like TikTok, we have a TikTok account, and give us some boost, give us a little bit of love. Others will get to see
right.
us. But I'm
There you
just, again. They probably already have spies and military personnel here.
oh, big
I
time.
wouldn't. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Now,
I
what
mean, what what do you think the men that were in that, up to
the
age 35,
caravans? Yeah.
in the caravans, and they arrived dressed like like they stepped off a plane, right?
Uh
Everybody
huh.
looked right, And where'd all those guys go? Nobody seems to know.
Very good question.
Yep.
Military aged
Nobody.
men, not a lot of
Yep.
women and children.
Nope.
Um,
Nobody seems to know where they're at.
and so this is again, I'm I wouldn't be paranoid about what's going to happen. Something is probably going to happen sometime in the next 10 years, I would say. 10 or less.
5.
If they're going to do anything at all.
Nuke everyone.
Stop. If you want to join in, we can set you up closer to the mic. I'll scoot over.
No, it's funnier that way.
Anyways, you're not close enough for it to pick you up really well. You might want to scoot closer if you want them to hear you good.
No, it's funny.
Anyways, so again, if something does happen, they really need to push more for getting us to lose our guns if they think they're going to get anywhere. All I know is the redneck South and the ranchers are going to be their biggest fight.
Well, there's a comedian that has a little bit that goes, in the event anybody would ever invade the country, he's not worried because by the time the military was able to get there, all of the rednecks would have taken care of everything.
The military will be here to clean up.
And the military would be picking up beer cans and,
beer cans and bodies.
Yeah, bench shells and bodies and, whatever else. So
yeah, and that's why I like where I live.
Right.
I live near that area where I would be well protected. And I'd probably be out there in a wheelchair or my walker helping out. Just because I'm that crazy. Or I stay behind and I do the field medic thing. Bring them to my house, I'll patch them up, and we can send them back out. I mean, there's a lot that people don't realize. If we were to be invaded by China, even with the numbers they have here, it wouldn't work very well and they wouldn't get very far. That's all I could say. Even if they wipe out our electrical grid, do you know how many preppers are on this frickin' continent?
No, but that's what concerns me is the electrical grid.
I can live without it.
I know, but that's important in, for the hospitals and,
Hospitals have generators until we can get the grids back up. And again, even if it is something long term, there's always going to be casualties. You can't stop that. There's going to be, if someone does try to invade on soil in America. They try to come, let's say they're already here and they start something. There's still going to be casualties on both sides. There has never been a war without them. It happens. So I'm very prepared for it. And I just, you accept it before it happens in my book. Oh, hey, JJ.
Hey, JJ. Good to see you. Initially, I believed that we perhaps were going to have another terror attack like 9/11. And then
well, the last time that happened, America united on levels we had never seen since World War II.
Yeah, but now look where we're at with the pride.
Oh, it'll still unite us. Oh no, it'll unite us.
It will. I don't deny that. But now what I think I'm more concerned about is because all of these people have been let in and they know some numbers on terrorists and the Chinese, etc. What if they decided to hit multiple cities at one time? And that would create a huge disruption. I mean, I think that would be bigger than just, taking a building out now in New York.
Yeah. Hold on, Vanilla. If I want to see those. I'll have to chat with you on Discord to figure out a way to get my hands on it. or maybe like screen share to me? Because I want to see those documents. I'm really curious to see that one. Um,
What is it?
in the chat, documents saying China will send one wife or husband to every single person in America and 5 husbands for poly relationships.
Hmm.
I'm truly
Or
curious. I want to see.
did we
I'm
miss
weird.
saying hi? Did we miss saying hi to Four Corners?
Oh, I think we did. I wasn't paying attention because I was scrolling. Hi, Four Corners.
Yeah. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day.
And hi, Vanilla, for finally noticing you. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Like I
Yep.
said, I'm kind of checking a few things and keeping up with a few things. Oh, you were
Hey,
joking?
Vanilla.
I was going to say, I want to see documents. I want to see proof. That's the person I am. If someone says they got it, I want proof.
There you go.
Uh, okay.
And not, yeah, I'm not sure if you heard me or not, but hey, Vanilla, nice to see you.
Very nice.
Okay, so this goes
Whoops,
hand in
that was an accident. My bad.
hand.
My finger bumped something else. Oh, sorry. Here we go. We're good.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes kind of hand in hand with what we just talked about. Appeals court rules that Trump cannot use the Alien Enemies Act to deport members of Venezuelan gang. A federal appeals court ruled that the Trump administration illegally involved a wartime law to deport Venezuelans connected to the Tren de Aragua gang, rejecting Trump's claim of an invasion. Judge Leslie Southwick stated that the findings do not support that an invasion or predatory incursion has occurred, implying that the act was improperly involved. Lee Gentlert from the ACLU, which they should change that to something else because they are not for America, described the ruling as critically important in limiting the administration's power to declare emergencies without judicial oversight. This ruling from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals may set a precedent as it is the highest federal court to address the use of the Alien Enemies Act for deportations. This
And
will probably get kicked up to the Supreme Court.
I think it's going to have to because we're technically not at war with Venezuela. So
Right.
to invoke this act, Congress would have had to have declared war on Venezuela. And
Well,
so this is where I'm not sure he's in line with what the Constitution allows.
mm-hmm.
And the last time that was used was World War II when we started deporting a bunch of Asian people. Didn't matter if they were from Japan or not. They started deporting anyone that was Asian because
Anybody.
stereotypes.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes. It's like, yeah. And everyone, again, I will point this out. Hitler bad, yes. America one step behind him during that time after Japan to hit Pearl Harbor. We were not much
Mm-hmm.
better by doing what we did to the Asians in America at that time. But, history likes to gloss over that one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another thing, another blow. I don't know how they're going to deport these people. So we're getting. Well, there is hope on the horizon, and I'm not sure if you were okay. Let's go through it, and because do you have the article in here with the Pete Hegseth sending the 600 on? Oh, there go the goats. I'm supposed to be talking back to them.
The trips to Chicago?
No, 600 lawyers going to
I don't
for
see it.
it's in
No.
it's in im- it's in immigration. Never mind. That's why
Or it
it's
was
in
in the ones that we haven't gotten
the
to yet.
right. Okay. So there's a little bit of hope on the horizon. We'll have an article coming up in the next day or two regarding this topic.
Yep.
But I don't think it's going to be enough to make a dent in it, to be honest with you. But
You
we'll
don't think
see.
it's going to be a big help?
Well, it's going to help, but I don't know how big of a help it's going to be. That's the thing. There's so many cases that are backlogged. We're talking years of backlogs. I just don't see it happening. And I also don't see they're going to take these attorneys and make them judges for immigration. And I just think once they start saying, you shouldn't be in the country, you got to go, you got to go, you got to go, I think then it's just going to get appealed to a higher level, and we're going to get stuck in these same situations with these leftist judges, who then might even stop it and say you can't send these attorneys down. I don't know what's going to happen with it. It's
I
a
don't think they
mess.
can interfere with that. I don't think that's something they can interfere with, is sending attorneys
I
down to negotiate some stuff.
Well, they're going to come back and say my due process was violated.
It's a mess no matter what right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
And
it is.
of
It's a,
course they're going
it's
to
a
fight
whole,
everything, but I don't think they have a leg to stand on if they try fighting the lawyers going.
yeah, I hope you're right.
They didn't stop
So
that idiot senator or whatever representative from going to what visit what's his face down at that
right,
prison.
Kilmar.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they didn't bother with that. Um, let me see what's next on the list. I think I accidentally jumped over something. Oh no, we're right on target. So, okay, one more and then we can do then we have our first video. Okay.
Oh,
I'm trying to keep up with the list. But yeah, there's still another appeal to discuss. This one. The courts are appealing everything.
yes. So the appeals court blocks Trump administration from ending legal protection for 600,000 Venezuelans. A federal appeals court blocked the Trump administration from ending legal protections for 600,000 Venezuelans allowed to live and work in the United States. The Ninth Circuit panel ruled that the administration lacked authority to terminate a prior temporary protected status extension as established by Congress. U.S. District Judge Edward Chen determined that plaintiffs were likely to prevail on their claim that the administration overstepped its authority.
Mm-hmm.
The ruling's impact on approximately 350,000 Venezuelans whose protections expired in April remains unclear, according to reports. I don't even know what. Start adding the numbers up. 600,000.
Uh-huh. That's a lot.
You're not
That
kidding, it's a lot. Who
that
decided that they
is
could come in? Who said that they could come in?
that is 30 of my counties. 30 times the amount of people in my county.
Wow.
That's scary.
Very scary. And see,
That many.
here, right. So here we have, and I think this is the proof that we have these leftist judges are just throwing in these rulings saying that now I'm not saying the administration is not right here, but I am saying that these judges are interfering and making these blanket statements for across the United States. I just don't know. Again, it's a mess. That's all I can say is it's a mess, and I don't know how to fix it. How do we fix it? What do we do to get it back to some semblance of order?
Yeah. It's a big mess. Biden literally caused a massive disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump's second term is going to be cleaning it up, which is why we need to have a sane person follow Trump to keep it cleaned up. We
And if
can't keep
not,
having
and
this.
I know, and that's the scary part of all of this. This is why legislation has to be written and passed.
I think there needs to be a time limit. Like, you have a year to get this legislation from beginning to end taken care of. We give them a year. If they don't do it, it gets thrown out. If they cannot agree within a year, they have an entire year to get through the legislation of that year. From January to December. Get it done. And if it's not done by December, doesn't matter what. If you wrote it in November, you've got till November the next year to get it pushed.
Mm-hmm.
If after that year is up, nope, no more. It gets thrown out. I think that's the only way we can really do this going forward, is start putting time limits on them.
Well, I'm afraid they're not even going to give a crap to even do it anyway, because it's not getting done now. And I mean, this is important stuff that this should be fixed.
Yeah. It needs to be.
I mean, but when you look at all the segments and you try to put it together, it is just totally overwhelming. We did that story on the 70-year-old, he was here 70 years and found out he wasn't a U.S. citizen. I mean, there isn't any part of it that isn't messed up. There was a woman that I didn't pull the story, I just read about her, but there was a woman that passed her citizenship test, and ICE came and detained her. And you're like, for what?
She
No,
just passed. Unless she lied on the application.
Right. But her husband obviously said, she was wonderful and all that, but it's just like anything else that we've taken a look at. There's a problem in every corner. Every time you turn around, there's an issue regarding this subject.
And 90% of it is our government's fault.
Correct. Uh-huh.
Bureaucracy, losing paperwork, red tape, tying things up. That dude who was here for 70 years before someone finally realized, whoopsie.
Yep.
That's our fault, not his fault. How do we fix there's a lot of ways to fix it, but the fact still remains, we can't be mad at every single one of them because a lot of it is our government's fault.
Right.
Like, again, the reason the destabilized countries they're running from. Want to bet the CIA was behind destabilizing it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they weren't alone. I'm sure China and other countries with interest there put their 2 cents in. But I'm just saying, we've destabilized them. We caused the mess. We should have to fix it to a degree.
Well, not only did we cause the mess, but I think we're going to be paying for it. And we have some stuff on that coming forward. So we're hurting right now as a country.
Well, because we
From
let our previous administrations run wild.
correct. Yep.
This is the consequence for our lack of action. Let me see. What do we got up next? We have a video. Woohoo. Let me pull it up. All right. So, let me close this and that, and then do this, which went stupid. Where did it go? There it is. Woohoo, I found it. Okay. All right. You still there, Dee?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. For some reason, your side's really quiet today. It's weird.
Maybe it's just me.
Oh. Anywho, let's hit play and watch what's going on in Chicago.
So here's what's really happening in Chicago right now as we speak, and why this is about to explode in the biggest showdown between federal and local government, frankly, since the Civil War. Now, as you know, President Trump just deployed over 2,200 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., and crime dropped by an astonishing 84%.
Wait,
Now
hold
he's
up,
threatening
hold
to
up,
do
hold
the
up.
same thing in Chicago.
Ah!
The Democrat leadership there
My fingers
is having
hate
a
me.
complete meltdown.
So he sent all those troops, and crime dropped almost overnight,
Mm-hmm.
which goes to show that they're actually afraid of the consequences now.
Correct. The problem is, I think they're only there for 30 days. Or even say they're there for 90 days or a year, whatever. Once they leave, do they go back to what they were? They
Well,
don't have
that's-
enough police. You
well,
know what I mean? They
hopefully
don't.
we can get the police circumstance straightened out to where, and the local judges and stuff straightened out to where they're doing what they're supposed to.
Okay. I see.
It's a fingers
Okay.
crossed thing. You know, it's a
Okay.
Band-Aid to give them time to fix themselves and go from there.
Oh, okay. I won't hold my breath.
I didn't say I was gonna. Oh, yeah, I ain't holding my breath. I'll be dead. But it still goes to show when there's an actual fear of consequence, the crime stops. Really strange how that works.
It's
Okay.
only a facade. They're sitting and waiting.
Well, yeah,
That's all.
they're just waiting for him to leave, and hopefully
Mhm.
again, knocking on wood, saying some prayers, that the local police and stuff will be able to
Handle
recruit
it.
and get more people in the next 30 or so days that it takes, and that they have to do so, and get this all back on track. Fingers
Right.
crossed. But it's, again, like a bunch of teenagers. Mom and dad step out, they do what they want, but they clean up before mom and dad get back and make it look all pretty. And then mom and dad leave again in chaos, and then they clean up. Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's keep going.
Oh,
Oh, what was that?
go ahead.
Okay.
But the numbers don't lie. This Labor Day weekend saw 54 people shot and 7 killed. That's double the casualties from last year. And the footage coming out of Chicago looks like a war zone. Now, ICE agents have been in Chicago for the last several weeks, cracking down on illegal immigration as part of President Trump's directive to
Oh, I got to pause this. It wasn't just immigration that was a problem in Chicago beforehand. Chicago had a problem with American gangs before immigration stepped in. Like the immigration problem.
Yeah, right.
Before the illegals took over, Chicago was a disaster to begin with. My stepdad's from Cook County, southern Chicago. Like, yeah, no. He was from the south end of Chicago. It's there's been a problem for decades. Like since the beginning of Chicago, there has been problems. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. But I just want to make it clear it's not due to immigration that there's these problems. This has been ongoing long before it. Sorry.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
and I'm going to say that I think it added substantially to it. And 54 people shot is just totally mind boggling in a city. 54 people shot.
Look at their yearly stats
I know.
from
I've
since
seen them.
the 90s were really bad.
I know. I know.
It is not pretty, and it shouldn't have happened. And how many of these were kids? There was one year a 2-year-old was killed in a shooting that happened. It was a drive-by shooting. They were in a Walmart McDonald's drive-through, and her dad was the target, and she ended up getting killed in the process. But nobody wants to talk about it. They only want to talk about when the white cops go after people. That's the only time. And this was back under the George Floyd era when that little girl was killed and nobody wanted to talk about it. That it was the gang violence that caused that problem. And again, look up, if y'all really want to know the true stats of Chicago, just read the history of Chicago. Google it. All the way back to the 1800s, Chicago has been nothing but crime ridden. From the beginning to the end. The mafias loved Chicago and New York. It's bad. But history lesson aside, let's keep going.
ICE arrest quotas to 3,000 daily nationwide. Chicago's seen a dramatic increase in enforcement. In fact, there have been over 5,000 ICE arrests in Chicago alone just over the last few months. And that federalization of law centered on illegals is now enlarging to deal with the out-of-control crime situation as a whole. And their failed mayor, Brandon Johnson, is having an absolute temper tantrum over it. Take a look.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago.
What an idiot.
No militarized force in the city of Chicago.
I have a stronger word, but I won't say it.
Well, I mean, even comparing him to Beetlejuice, that was running the show a few years ago. Like, seriously, you didn't go better, you went lateral.
Yep. Well, I don't even think lateral. I think it went worse.
I don't know. Beetlejuice was a bad one. She was bad. Sorry, I can't remember her name. I just know she looked like Beetlejuice.
I know. I know who you mean. As soon as you said it.
Okay.
I can see her too.
All right. Go ahead, play.
City of Chicago. We're going to protect the humanity of every single person in the city of Chicago.
Now, unfortunately for Mayor Johnson, even his fellow Democrats are beginning to defect. And they are begging Trump to send in federal troops to stop the carnage. Democrat Alderman Raymond Lopez, who's publicly breaking with his own party, he's calling on his fellow Democrats to work with President Trump to solve Chicago's out-of-control crime.
We should be working to make sure that we are in coordination with each other. There's nothing stopping the mayor of the city of Chicago, the governor of the state of Illinois, from picking up the phone and reaching out to the president of the United States and saying, what can we do to be on the same page? We should all be looking to continuously decrease the amount of victims in our city and in our state.
A Democrat with brains.
Tit for tat social media back and forth nonsense, which is only putting the people of Chicago and the people of Illinois in the middle, in the crosshairs of who the criminals who are going to use this time to exploit and go crazy, as we're continuing to see this weekend, where we've had multiple mass shootings, multiple victims, and no one wants to talk about them. I hear the governor talking about an invasion, an insurrection. I hear the mayor writing useless orders against the federal government. But what no one is talking about is, if our crime stats are decreasing, why can't we push with Donald Trump's help and decrease them even more? How many victims are we comfortable with because that's ultimately the subtext of what the mayor and the governor are saying, is that we are comfortable with the amount of victims we have right now. We don't need to improve on our numbers any further than that.
And Alderman Lopez is
right.
not alone. Wait until you see who's now on Trump's side in all of this. This is going to absolutely blow you away, coming from none other than MSNBC. But first, gang, do you remember Biden's debate disaster when he blurted out, "We finally beat Medicare"? Well, it's true. As Trump said, you beat it to death. Medicare touches the lives of millions of Americans, but like just about everything the government touches, it's a man and his wife $3,000.
I thought I cut this out. I am so sorry.
With this one.
And the state in
Oops.
Chicago. Maybe crime has.
Even
There
919
we-
727.
Sorry. I thought I cut out the advert. My bad.
If you can believe it, even MSNBC's Morning Joe is turning on the Democrats with this one. Take a look.
Concern is you have leaders in Chicago that see this, as you say. We've been reading about this for years now, every weekend, and maybe crime has gone down. But, we had the mayor of Chicago on last week saying, oh, we don't need any more police officers. Police officers aren't the answer. No police officers. I think he said no 5 times. You look what's happening this weekend. You look so, I actually think that J.B. Pritzker should do something radical. I think he should pick up the phone, call the president, and say, and I know, you don't have the constitutional authority to deploy the National Guard here and to police my. You can do that in D.C., you can't do that in Chicago. But let's partner up. These are the most dangerous parts of my state. We would love to figure out how to have a partnership that's constitutional, that respects the sort of balance of federalism between the federal government and the state government.
Holy shit.
And let's work together.
He's using
to save
common
lives. Because
sense?
right now, just
Whoa, that's a first.
Like
Morning
he said.
Joe finally talking about using a balance. I think I need to check my pulse. Where's my pulse ox thing? Check to make sure I'm still alive. Wow.
Yep. Hard to believe, isn't it?
I think that's got to be a first. Have you ever heard him
Yes,
talk
it
like
is.
this before?
Not at all. No, ma'am. And
So-
Mika is just in shock, I think.
No, I've noticed they're married. In case you don't know, these two are married. Joe Scarborough
know.
and her.
Yeah.
I don't like the way I've watched these two. He is very dismissive of her, and I think she tends to sit in silence to prevent the humiliation from being public. I see a woman who has learned to silence herself because he does not respect her. That's
Right.
honestly what I
He's-
see.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. He's
It's
extremely caring.
Mm-hmm. Overbearing is a very good word for it. So, all right, we got 5 more minutes.
hey, nothing to see here moving along. No problem here. Hey, Donald Trump, we don't need you. And, the mayor talking about we're going to protect people's dignity in our city. Well, protect their lives. That's protecting their dignity. It would be radical for us to figure out a way to actually do what I've been saying from the very beginning on Washington, and that is seeing politicians creating partnerships that protect their people.
Well, I mean, who would have ever imagined the old Republican Joe Scarborough would be coming back? But there he is. There, you heard him. And it's so simple to see why. Republicans, fundamentally, Republicans are about governing in accordance with reality, whereas Democrats are about imposing a radical ideology on reality. That's the key difference. Republicans want to govern in accordance with reality, whereas Democrats want to impose a radical ideology on reality. And that's what's really freaking the Democrats out here in all of this. The reason why Democrats are so freaked out is because they know that if Trump is able to effectively clean up our cities the way he closed the border and is cleaning up D.C., the Democrats' own constituents will inevitably turn on them. Precisely because safety and security are properly basic to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? We were talking about this on the Timcast show last week with Jack Posobiec, but the psychologist Abraham Maslow graphed out and prioritized in a foundational order the properly basic needs of all humans. And as you can see, safety and security needs are second only to food, air, and water, according to Maslow's hierarchy. And so if Trump is successful in restoring those basic human needs, then he's going to politically appeal to the widest possible number of people. This is exactly what happened with El Salvador's Nayib Bukele. President Bukele's police and law enforcement reforms, they led El Salvador away from being the single most violent nation on the planet, the murder capital of the world, to being the safest nation in the Western Hemisphere. And as a result, he won re-election with an astonishing 85% of the vote. Again, this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Nayib Bukele didn't have to impose a leftist ideology on reality. He just realigned Salvadoran politics with reality. And the result was that 85% of the country realigned with him. This is precisely what the Democrats fear the most about what Trump is doing here. He is realigning urban politics with reality and effectively breaking the stranglehold of the radical Marxist ideology that far-left politicians have been imposing on urban politics for decades. And what Trump is doing works the other way around. Restoring public safety in realigning urban politics with reality, he disproves and refutes the fundamental claims common to most Democrat mayors, which is that their urban constituents are suffering these social pathologies like rampant crime and violence because the system is broken. The system is racist. It's bigoted. It's rigged against you. You get this all the time from Brandon Johnson, Chicago. You get this all the time from Karen Bass in L.A. Ma'am Donnie in New York is doubling down on all this nonsense. The system is irreparable, and therefore it needs to be replaced by a more Marxist system. But if Trump can solve the problem, if the problems are not specific to the system, if he can use the system to solve the problem, then he refutes the cultural Marxist claims. Just like he refuted the claim that you needed Congress to pass legislation to secure the border. You didn't need new legislation. You didn't need a new system. You just need a new president. You just needed...
All they had to do was enforce the laws that were already on the books.
Right.
Why
But they
create
did.
new laws when you could just enforce them? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, we were going to say the same thing.
It's like idiots.
I
Do we want to go through the last minute or jump to the next thing? Because he's just going to repeat
No.
himself.
If that's all he's
Mom,
going to do, go ahead,
Did you
jump
know
to
that
the
in
next
India they
one.
have virtue where they toss cow crap at each other?
Yes, I do know about that.
Don't you think that's really disgusting?
No.
Why not?
People are stupid and they get what they deserve. Next video. Here we
Why
go.
don't you,
All right, welcome to our show.
before we do that one, Crazy B, why don't you look at the chat and see what's up and going on in there?
JJ's lurking because he's working. On his way to work, I should say. Vanilla Pie says teaming up with Trump will be a political suicide. For some people, yes, it would. And Blue Rose chimed in Lori Lightfoot. So that's Beetlejuice.
There you go. Yeah, thanks, Blue.
Thank you. I liked Beetlejuice. It's easier to remember. But yes, Lori Lightfoot. Whack job. That really just destroyed the city. And before her, and before that one, it's just been a chain of horrendous choices.
Yeah, just like all the Democrat-run cities. That's the
Ooh.
problem.
Man,
New York.
Hold on, we just had a thunder roll, like unbelievable. Okay, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Philadelphia, L.A., Karen Bass. I mean, all of these places.
Detroit, even down by me, Nashville, Louisville, Memphis. Look at Memphis, Tennessee, and the disaster that
Did
is.
you know that marrying your cousin is legal in Memphis?
Did you know that's legal in many states?
Including, except for Texas.
Many states allow you to marry your cousin. We've discussed this before.
Except for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Yes.
When it should be all of them.
Yeah. Anywho, my son interrupted and now derailed me. What was I originally going to say?
You were looking at
how bad Memphis was and the crime down here, where even the cops are criminals. Like, there's a major problem with the police down in Memphis where the cops are out robbing and stealing and selling drugs just as much as the people on the street are.
Wow. Okay. What do you got up next?
This is Trump on Section 8 housing.
Oh, my. Okay.
I did have to cut this down because he just kept repeating himself for 27 minutes. I cut it down to 11.
Okay, cool.
All right, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be discussing a very serious warning that has been issued by the President of the United States, as well as Scott Turner, the Director of HUD. There has been a directive that all public housing authorities should comply with a 30-day order to kick out and remove any illegal aliens that reside in any household that is utilizing a Section 8 voucher. And the fallout from that will likely be rather large. So let's discuss a little bit of what's going to take place in about 30 days or less. So the presumption here is the administration, as well as HUD, is now...
I just noticed this, and I don't know how I missed it during editing. That cat sleeping while he's moving the chair is surprising.
Right. Right.
I would have been like, I would have smacked him like...
I didn't even know that was a cat.
Yeah, I would have been like, quit moving the chair. You're rocking my bed.
It's so adorable.
Yes, that cat. I just noticed it. He's like swinging his chair left to right, and the cat's just sleeping.
Like there's nothing to it.
I don't know how I missed that through the entire editing, but okay. I'm sorry. I got derailed by a cat.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Seeking the information of every single household that's participating in the programs, and any unverified person that did not provide a Social Security number, you will likely expect a few things to happen. One, that entire household will likely lose its voucher and be kicked out, possibly banned. Two, there's a high potential your house will be raided, and those that do not belong in the country legally will be arrested. There could be civil and also criminal penalties for those that harbored that individual, and it's going to be a pretty tough circumstance, okay? There are far-reaching consequences as well for the PHA. Though we don't know the methodology just yet, but I can safely say that they've made it very clear. If the housing authority is not going to remove these illegal aliens, and they have 30 days to do so, and discontinue vouchers for those harboring those that are utilizing a voucher or in a vouchered household, then the housing authority itself will be in non-compliance and will be shut down. You will no longer receive any funds. So if the housing authority or any household that were to harbor any individual that cannot be identified as being legally in this country will probably be subject to arrest. And regardless of whether you're legal or illegal, the presumption would be that if you harbor them and they're on your voucher, you're done. I don't know if that will be if that could lead to a secondary consequence of being banned from the system altogether. So let's talk a little bit about, and I pulled information for both party lines. I know we have Republicans and Democrats that watch us. I favor both sides when the politics are good for what we discuss. But here is a little bit more detailed information. So beyond the 30-day notice, housing authorities will lose funding and be shut down if they do not comply with that order. Number two, you're subject to arrests, especially the illegal immigrant if you have one in your home. And three, the public consequence there. So the Trump administration has ordered a nationwide review of public housing, meaning anybody that utilizes any federal funds to house herself, whether in Section 811, 202, Housing Choice Voucher, Continuum of Care, Rapid Rehousing, Permanent Supportive Housing, anything that's federally funded. If you or your household have an immigrant there that's not legally in this country, you're done for. You got 30 days. So I'm going to recommend at this point that you get with your housing authority. If you or somebody in your household is not legally in this country, it would be in your best interest to come clean and eject that person from your household because you could end up losing your voucher. There could be arrest. And not only that, but the far-reaching thing is, I don't know if the administration is going to go after the housing. They say they're going to go after the housing authority and defund them. Well, look, that don't just affect people with immigrants in their home that are legal. It affects all people that have a voucher, period, that are in that county. Okay, so for the sake of everybody that's using a voucher, if you're harboring a person that's not supposed to be in this country legally, and they're there with your voucher or on your voucher, you need to rectify that situation very quickly. This administration made it very clear they will send ICE and other federal agencies to your home, and they will have them arrested, okay? This information comes from both Democratic news agencies as well as Republicans, so I've looked at both.
So I was thinking about this. At first I'm thinking, does Trump have the legal rights? But then remembering it is a federal funded program. So he does have the right to do this. Doesn't he? Or he should have the right. There should not be a problem with this. Uh-oh. Dee, are you there? Uh-oh, what happened?
I'm here. Are you
Oh.
there?
Yeah,
That's weird.
that was so weird.
I couldn't hear you at all.
Oh, I was asking about because with the Section 8 and all that having federal funding,
Yeah.
there should not be a pushback on this other than people whining and crying because it's a federally funded program. They have every right to go in and and if people don't like
Right.
it, quit living off the government.
Right. I mean, again, here we go with people that I know that need housing, but yet it's been given to an illegal alien, along with the many other benefits that they've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a big to-do. I mean,
It
this
is.
truly, I went back and verified that the information is correct, and it is. So within 30 days, if you're harboring an illegal alien in your home, I think you might get into a little bit of trouble.
Especially if you're living off of the government's housing.
Right. Right. Yep.
It
So-
is something that, you're already freeloading off of the state in many cases. I'm not saying everyone, but many are not actually using the system for, to get that leg up to, safety net to get them through till something happens. No, they're not. These are people who are generationally on this and they pass the home down to the next one and the next one. Or they keep reapplying and they never have to leave. It's like, y'all, you can't, no, just no.
And what's also interesting about this is the people that own the homes or the apartments that permit this to go on.
They're looking at losing it. But that's going to hurt a bunch of people who are legitimately in the system. They're legitimately in Section 8 because they physically cannot work. They're disabled, they're elderly, and they can only afford that. It's going to hurt them if they don't comply. It's going to hurt those innocent people. But again...
Right.
Oh.
Go ahead. Hit play.
Okay, it sounded like you cut out for a second, and I was trying to hear what you were saying.
This is so weird today.
Well, I
But-
think it's because I have storms overhead.
Gotcha. And we're a little bit cloudy, but not as probably as bad as you.
Well, we'll see. I haven't looked at the radar. I'm kind of afraid to.
All right.
All right, let's hit play.
Information from Fox News. I've looked at the WhiteHouse.gov. I've looked at Congress.gov. And so it goes on to say the Trump administration ordered a nationwide review of public housing in an effort to root out residents who are in the country illegally. So there will be raids all over the nation. And according to Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD, Scott Turner. Okay, so that's their mission plan now. There's going to be a big roundup. So they're doing a 30-day conduit to audit and ensure that all existing orders are being enforced. If you are a public housing authority and you think for a minute that you're running something you're not, they will shut you down. That will be the end of your housing authority, and everybody there will be subject to that order. You understand that?
Right.
They're not playing with you. If you allow or enable any of your voucher holders to utilize a voucher under federal funding, your housing authority will be put out of business. They will storm your building. They will take everything in there. They will likely indict the employees. And following that, of a raid probably on the households that are doing this. Now, this is a far-reaching effect. It's been ordered by the United States President as well as the Director of HUD, and you have 30 days to comply. Less than that. Look, I don't really have an opinion about immigrants here legally or not. I'm just saying, for the sake of everybody, you cannot use. It's never been legal to use federal funds in this manner. Okay, ever.
Whoops. What did I just do?
You hit the wrong button. You hit a button you shouldn't have.
I'm sorry. Let me pull this back up and get us back where we were. Oh my God. I apologize. I don't know how that happened.
Magic.
Yeah. Let me get us back where we were. Hold on.
Conduit to audit and it should be put out of business.
There we go.
They
We're
will
close
storm
enough.
your building. They will take everything in there. They will likely indict the employees. And following that, of a raid probably on the households that are doing this. Now, this is a far-reaching effect. It's been ordered by the United States President as well as the Director of HUD, and you have 30 days to comply. Less than that. Look, I don't really have an opinion about immigrants here legally or not. I'm just saying, for the sake of everybody, you cannot use. It's never been legal to use federal funds in this manner. Okay, ever. And I'm an advocate, obviously, of people in housing. And as I've said before, I'm a little bit of both parties. I don't support either totally. So going on from there, Mr. Turner and the president said that no longer will illegal aliens be able to leave citizenship boxes blank, take advantage of HUD-funded housing, and ride in the coattails of hardworking American citizens. Currently, HUD only serves 1 out of 4 eligible families due to this. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily true. That insinuation that roughly 1/4 of all households are, harboring an illegal immigrant, and that's causing a bigger problem. I don't know if that's true, okay? You have to be careful with politics. Both parties will lie about things. That's just the way it goes. I'm sure there's going to be a manageable high number, okay? But it's certainly not going to be a circumstance where we divide up the pie and go, okay, what's 1/4 of all households? So I don't know. I believe that bullshit, okay? But I will say one thing. The shit has hit the fan. And if you're going to test Mr. Trump's resolve, you may find that a flashbang early in the morning and then everybody in the house gets arrested, okay? Though they'll probably cut the rest that are legal loose. And let me just make something clear. I'm not just talking about people from Mexico. We're talking about everybody. I don't care if you're an Irishman, Okay, if you are from Africa, the continent, if you're from Russia, if you're from India, if you're in this fucking country and you're not legal to be here, and let me tell you, roughly half of the households out here that have somebody that's an illegal alien, they're not from Mexico. They're from other places, okay? It's not just Mexico and the border wall. We have people in our country that are from all over the place. In fact, it was one of the founding principles of our country. Well, we opened the floodgates and filled the country, didn't we? We're no longer accepting applications right now. If you want to become, if you'd like to join and become an American, you'll need to wait a couple more years and see, okay? Right now, we've closed it. There'll be no Irish. There'll be no Japanese, Chinese, no people from Africa, South America. We are not accepting applications. You pop your ass over that wall, let me tell you what, you're going to get the paddy wagon, and then you get a free flight to somewhere.
I haven't heard that phrase in forever, the paddy wagon. Oh, God. He was talking about the Irish, and by the way, the paddy wagon is technically kind of a stereotype term because it was so many Irish people in New York were getting arrested,
Right.
that they called it the paddy wagon.
Oh. That just goes, for St. Patrick. Just goes with our conversation yesterday with carrier pigeons and everything else.
Yep.
We'll just have to keep the old file, that's all.
Yeah. I do like
Right.
hearing it. That was nice to hear for a change. If I had to pause to point that out. Paddy wagon.
All right. Okay.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
I wasn't sure how much more was left. I can see it now. Sorry about that.
Just a minute and a few seconds.
Yeah.
It looks like.
I hope it's not a sea cot down there. You know where. Sometimes they fly the plane straight to the max prison. I'm just warning you guys. Look, I've seen a lot of presidents. This guy's very serious about storming the building. And if he gave a 30-day order, he ain't fucking around. Okay? There's not going to be any double talk. And housing authorities, all that attitude you guys got as workers and this and that, you want to talk shit to everybody, you go play games with this president. I'm telling you, you and your housing authority will be on this. You'll be on a real estate market for sale by the end of the month. You better review your files and you better get those people from out of there. If you're complicit in the activity to violate federal law, then you will be subject to arrest and you will be spending time in a federal prison. You better get your shit together. And if you think that you're somehow complicit and you're working in the housing authority and you allow that to happen, you better quit your job. Start praying. Okay? I don't support or not support this. I'm just warning you guys. If you don't want to be arrested, you don't want to end up in a federal court, and you don't want 3 hots in a cot in a federal prison, I call Section 9, then you better do as advised. I would expect that this will likely throw about 30,000 some odd vouchers back on the market. And, well, to be frank with you, a lot of people are probably going to get arrested. They're not going to give advance notice. There will not be 3 notices. You're not going to come to the door in your slippers with an attitude and go, well, I didn't get a notice. They're going to come in there with masks on their face. They're going to take whoever they need to take. And within probably a couple of hours, you're going to be on a flight to another country. Unless you know a judge that's going to stop that order.
That's it for that one. Yeah. And again, I'm sorry about the subtitles being messed up. I thought I caught it all. I missed a lot in this one.
Okay.
Holy crap, that was bad.
It depends on what time you were doing it, so.
Oh, I did atrocious. I'm going to have to start paying closer attention. Oh, but yeah, I agree with this guy. It doesn't matter whether you agree or disagree. This shit's going to happen. It's federally acceptable. And there's going to be a lot of people hurt if they don't comply. This is again, like you said, you ain't getting 3 notices to appear before a judge about your rent and this, that, and the other. This is a knock, knock, bye. That's all there is to it.
Yep. What do you got up next, girl? We got a lot going.
Hold on, I think it's another article next.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually have the article
Mm-hmm.
that I gotta find the right spot. Was it
That
this one? Yep.
explains. Yes. So
Uh,
this is what you need to know. With the Trump administration making major update changes to the Section 8 housing. This was published on September the 1st.
I have a child knocking everything over. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay, there we are.
Public housing agencies across the country are being asked to share the personal information of tenants receiving rental assistance under Section 8 with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, as federal authorities target immigrant families served by the program. Now, just right off the bat, I thought they had all this data to begin with. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
they
asking.
do have the data,
Yeah.
and now they're going through it. They've always had access to it.
Right.
Now they're going
Well,
through.
And this is, again, something that should have been done, like looked at.
Well, and they're also pushing the house owners for Section 8
Yeah.
to go through their records and make sure they're on par. Because they're going to get in trouble too. Not just the people being evicted and deported. No, this is going to be the owners and the landlord situation that's going to get it too.
Yes. The move, according to HUD Secretary Scott Turner, will help make sure that what he called illegal aliens, foreign-born individuals without legal authorization or permission to stay in the U.S., would not receive rental help over American citizens. And that's what I've been saying all along. D.C. Housing Authority is on notice. We are demanding all citizenship information for residents, Turner wrote on X last week. We are telling the same to more than 3,000 public housing authorities across the country. The taxpayer-funded vacation is over.
Nice.
What is Section 8? When people talk about Section 8, they usually refer to the Housing Choice Voucher federal program, which helps low-income families, the elderly, individuals with disability, and veterans with rent in the private marketplace.
There is that tiny sentence.
I see. The program helps more than I was looking at the bald head. I was like,
distracted.
I know. I was like, oh man, that's shiny. The program helps more than 2.3 million households rent in the private market, according to estimates by the Urban Institute. That's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
According to the HUD website, participants in the program can choose any eligible housing unit, including single-family homes, townhouses, and apartments, with rent partially covered by a subsidy paid directly to the landlord. Currently, there are about 2,000 local public housing agencies, PHAs, across the U.S. that administer the HCV program with funding from HUD. That HCV sounds like a disease.
It does.
What does HUD want from the PHAs? In a note he shared on social media on Saturday, Turner wrote that HUD is requesting every PHA in the country to provide a full and comprehensive accounting of all tenants who are receiving a Section 8 voucher and or residing in HUD-funded housing. This information includes proof of American citizenship and eligible immigration status as defined by law, as well as recipients' names and mailing addresses, the rental unit's number of bedrooms and costs. Proof of American citizenship or eligible immigration status is already a requirement for eligibility to receive rental assistance under Section 8 HVC program. What Turner is asking for is proof that PHAs are being thorough with their checks and not letting anyone who should not be receiving federal rental assistance slip through the cracks. Whether you like it or not, we will uphold the law to the fullest extent. If you are here illegally, it's time to pack your bags, Turner wrote on X. According to Turner's note, PHAs have 30 days to provide HUD with the information requested from the day of receiving the department's notice. Failure to comply could result in an examination of HUD funding and or evaluation of PHA program eligibility, Turner said.
Ooh, he's really not playing.
No. The crackdown on illegal immigration is not quite the biggest change in Section 8 that tenants, analysts, and policymakers are holding their breath for this year. Another bigger change could be announced later this year if Trump has his way. What changes does Trump want to implement to Section 8? The U.S. president, why can't they just say Donald Trump? Why do they have to? It's frustrating. And I deliberately pulled a left-leaning article here.
I know. I can tell by the way it's written.
The U.S. president has proposed a 51% cut in gross discretionary funding from HUD for the 2025 fiscal year budget, which would effectively halve funding for federal rental assistance and let the states decide how to distribute the money left. In fiscal year 2025, for reference, the HUD's budget was $89.1 billion.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And I forgot to tell Eric to play the lottery tonight. Sugar, he's going to have to go out. Should this drastic cut be implemented, federal programs, including Section 8, would be eliminated. In their place, the Trump administration's 2026 budget requests funding for a new state rental assistance program, which would provide HUD funding directly to states. This new program would have a 2-year limit on assistance for beneficiaries, with the exception of the elderly and individuals with disabilities, to incentivize self-sufficiency among able-bodied recipients.
Amen.
Sounds like that get a job and work.
I like that.
The budget empowers states by transforming the current federal dysfunctional rental assistance programs into a state-based formula grant, which would allow states to design their own rental assistance programs based on their unique needs and preferences. Trump's executive office wrote in a series of recommendations sent to the chair of the Senate Committee on Appropriations, Republican Senator Susan Collins, in May. Well, there was the first problem. Be such a dippity-do.
I know. It makes you wonder how they get into these positions in the first place.
Yeah. How are these changes being received? Many, including housing advocates and policymakers, fear the impact that Trump's changes to rental assistance programs could have on struggling households. A report published by the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities in July warned that more than 3 million people, half of them children, might be put at risk of eviction and homelessness if rental assistance under Section 8 is cut off for recipients after 2 years.
You got 2 years to get a job at another place, and you want to sit there and act like it's No, you've had 2 years. If you've struggled and still can't find a job, then maybe go seek like some employment assistance, which is provided by all
Right.
the welfare offices across the nation.
Hmm. Most of these people are in households that include someone who works but doesn't earn enough to afford the rent, the center wrote. Everyone should have a safe, stable, affordable place to live. Expanding rental assistance would bring us closer to this goal, while imposing arbitrary limits that take assistance away from people who need help paying the rent would take us in the wrong direction. Independent Senator Bernie Sanders. That's
Independent communist senator.
yeah, there you go. I mean, that was just funny. Just that threw me for a loop there reading that.
Yeah.
Independent Senator Bernie Sanders, a member of the Senate Budget Committee, previously condemned the Trump administration's plan to introduce cuts to Section 8, also known as housing choice vouchers, as an initiative that would exacerbate Americans' housing affordability struggles. Due to a lack of available funding, 3 in 4 households eligible for federal rental assistance programs do not receive it. The Trump budget makes this situation even worse, Sanders wrote in a note about the president's One Big Beautiful Bill released earlier this year. What will happen next? Ultimately, Congress would decide on changes to Section 8. Lawmakers are on break until September 2nd and have until the end of the month, September 30th, to finalize and approve the funding bill.
1 second. I had to take a drink. Oh, that's it.
That's it. Yep. So, I mean, now we have an understanding of how the program works, but it really doesn't change too much as far
No.
as the opinion of just you got to go.
I agree.
Agree.
And again, like you
Agree.
said, people who are elderly or disabled, that is
Right.
different. But if you are
Right.
able-bodied, and
Right.
again, if you have something holding you back, there is all kinds of assistance to help you go forward. You need a diploma, they have programs. You need a college degree, there is a wonderful thing called financial aid.
Yep.
And a lot of people qualify. It's easy to qualify, actually. It's really easy to qualify for financial aid if you are not doing things wrong and if you are going about by the books. And the thing is a lot of people were taking out financial aids and student loans to go to college. They get the money and then they wouldn't attend classes. And
Oh. Oh.
yes, that became a big problem. They would get the financial aid, the classes would be paid for, and they'd never show up.
Wow.
And so you got actually, if you want to make your situation better, and they were doing this just to stay on the system, okay? Because in order to, stay on and keep getting food stamps, you have to put forth an effort. So that was their effort, and they never showed up, and it makes the system look bad. But if they had actually bothered, they wouldn't be needing the system, and they wouldn't be having the federal government investigating who all lives where and if they're legal or not,
Mm-hmm.
and how long you got to be. You don't want to live on government assistance. It's not a life goal.
A lot of people do it.
It should not be a life goal. Like, you're capable of so much. Quit gaming the system and go out there and put those skills to something beneficial for you.
Right.
They're afraid. It's like they're afraid of succeeding. If that makes any sense.
It does, but I don't know if that's truly the answer. I probably would say it's easier to stay home and eat the bonbon and
True.
I don't just, do nothing, whatever. I mean,
It's all a mess
it's
right now.
yeah, we'll leave it at that. It's all a mess. See, there's a whole nother area. Now, we're still on covering immigration bullcrap. We haven't even ended it. And look at
Well, that's
all this.
because there's new stuff every day coming out.
Right. And this is proof that our government is not addressing any of these issues at all.
Uh-huh.
Frustrating. Extremely frustrating.
They're registered currently as
Uh-huh.
unfair left-leaning.
Right. Well,
Uh,
unfortunately, my head, I took tilt to the left, so.
yeah. Well, and again, we're getting both sides and we're critiquing it.
Mm-hmm.
And we've critiqued the right wing for how they've worded things and done stuff like this. Again, it's just the wordplay, the propaganda. 1984, Big Brother everywhere. Yes, this is what we're going through. And you got to
Right.
be wiser than just letting them pull your heartstrings. Because, again, they did give credit. Let me point this out up here. That it would not impact people with disabilities and stuff. Where was that? Oh, I saw it.
It's,
Down a little lower.
keep going. Keep going.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Wait. Hold on. Hold back up. Scroll down. Or scroll up, I'm sorry. Other
It's
way.
not in there. Oh, it's right
There
here.
we go. The new program. Yeah, would have
a 2-year limit, but with the
Mhm.
exception of people who are disabled or elderly.
Mhm.
It's to incentivize self-sufficiency, which is my goal. I don't ever want to depend on anybody.
Yep.
I would like to be able to by choice, but I'd like to have a backup in case shit goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, he already has it stated clearly. Elderlies and individuals with disabilities are not part of this limitation. He's made it very clear. You don't touch the elderly, you don't touch the disabled. Leave them alone, but the able body who are just struggling, yeah, I mean, the entire welfare system was only supposed to be a safety net to help you until you could get another job. It was not meant to be a way of life.
I'm going to say I saw that significantly change in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
With, steel was really out by then in the Pittsburgh area. There was pretty much nothing in the city left except the colleges and the healthcare systems.
Mm-hmm.
And even that, one of the major hospitals, luckily I had gotten out before this happened, but the CEO absconded with millions of dollars. And, they didn't go and fight it. They let him go.
Uh-huh. Instead of, getting their money back, taking them to court, they just didn't want the publicity of it, too. Because once you file a court record, someone's going to find it.
Exactly.
It's not going to be pretty every single time.
Right.
So,
All
yeah.
right. We got about 10 minutes. What else can you
I have a quick funny.
Okay. Hold up. You want to read what's in the chat? I can't see it.
Oh, there's nothing there except Blue Rose saying, you're welcome. Yeah, Beetlejuice suits her better, and it's cloudy here too. Makes me sleepy. We haven't had a lot of chatting going on.
Right.
So,
Okay. So what do we got up next?
Let me pull up my playlist. Oh, hold on. I gotta do this first. 1 second.
Okay.
I gotta do this really quick.
One moment, please. White Crazy Bee gets it together.
Okay. There we go. Now it's showing. Okay. So this guy has an interesting theory as to why his area started getting tornadoes. It's a little hard to hear. It's only 13 seconds, so I'll bump up that volume, and if we need to, we can repeat it. So, listen to this. I like his idea.
We didn't have tornadoes here until we started putting into traffic circles. Because on the count of, you want to know why? When people go round and round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere and causes tornadoes.
Traffic circles are why we have tornadoes.
Mm-hmm. Because, spins them around.
Yep.
Right?
I love it. I think it's amusing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't think it's accurate.
Yeah.
Tornadoes are caused by a warm front and a cold front meeting together. But, sure. Okay. Traffic circles, buddy. Sounds like he called into a radio station or a news station.
Right,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. It did sound like that.
Uh,
Yeah, that was epic. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I figured, end on a funny, but I've seen tornadoes like that rolling through. Yep, plenty of tornadoes. That's an interesting take on circles. You are so right about that. No one expected it, but yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if enough cars were going in a circle fast enough, potentially,
even say that. God.
Potentially, I would not want someone to try this.
Right. Do not do this at home.
That would be funny though, if someone did.
It would.
I'd be that bitch to get 10 or 15, 20 cars and just keep going through a traffic circle in our town. We don't have one in our town, but the closest city has a couple. Just get like 10 or 15, maybe 20 people together and just take over a traffic circle and not let anyone through.
Oh, there you go. You're going to be like those protesters then, huh?
Yeah, why not? Just for the fun of it. I mean, it's totally illegal. I would totally get in trouble, but it would be fun. Just driving in circles, blasting music over and over and over again.
Right. I don't disagree.
But, yeah. Right. That's fundamentally what we got for today.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead really quick and get the show notes switched up and put into place.
Don't forget, everybody, to please like, follow, comment, subscribe, share, set your notifications so you don't miss us. Tomorrow we'll be back live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's the plan, right? Eastern 7 to 9, yeah. That's the plan. Okay.
She keeps getting confused on that nighttime schedule.
I do. And it's not on purpose. I think it's my brain. It just isn't changed over yet.
Right. I hear you.
Okay. Let me save that there. Jump over here. Drop it in there. Whoops. I gotta refresh. Okay, there we are. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's, there's a lot going on. People need to keep up with it, and
Yeah, we're
I'm telling
trying to
you.
yeah, we're trying to stay at least somewhat relevant. There is just so much information out there right now. We'll never capture it. And like I said earlier, you know, it's extremely depressing to continually see this type of rhetoric, same type of arguments being made over and over again. I mean, it's getting tiring. And
It
so,
is.
Crazy B and I want to do a couple little change ups. So we'll probably see that next week since this is a short week. But I'm done, Crazy B. I'm going to bed. I'm
I
tired.
I understand. So, with that, we can say stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and we'll catch y'all